This is going to slap in the best possible way. This is going to be what they call a banger. A bangerino. Spawning in the lower right-hand corner of Babylon, we have our blue Terran player representing Abydos. I believe making his first appearance in the grand finals of a KSL. I'll have to double check that. It is Cure. Taking down Solar to get here. His opponent in the upper left-hand corner, the red Zerg player for Dragon Kitesy Gaming. Certainly not his first appearance in the finals. It's Dark. And Dark has been to many a KSL finals. Let me take a quick double check here, quick gander. Yeah, it looks like Cure has not been in the finals. Dark, on the other hand, has been to, what is that, 6? This is his 9th finals. So, Dark plays pretty often. He doesn't have a great win record in the finals, but against non-hero players, he has a great win record in the finals. It seems that Dark just has a weakness, and that weakness is hero. Cure is decidedly not hero. He's going to have to play a strong best of 5 here to take down Dark. We saw Dark handle Gumiho earlier, although it was a 2-1. Gumiho's been looking very, very strong, very solid, but you could say the same of Cure. I feel like Cure has been... I kind of want to say he's been almost an underdog, like kind of slept on. But I feel like every time we go into a tournament, people are like, guys, Cure's been looking really good. And then he doesn't look great in the tournament. But like in general, I feel like he does still look really good. He's not getting the flashy second place at Yanshoping like Gumiho, but in general, I feel like you never want to underestimate Cure. That being said, he just beat Solar. Very different player from Dark. Like, so different. Couldn't really be more different as far as Zergs go. Dark tends to be way more aggressive than Solar. Again, we saw it in that match versus Gumiho, but pretty much every ZBT from Dark, you'll see 1 or 2 games that, man, those Roaches and Ravagers are hitting by 6 minutes. You know, they're putting the pressure on. We even see the Lings sneaking in here. There are a couple Marines. Was this Marine first out of Cure? Yeah, no Reaper out on the map at all. So this is straight up old school 2-1-1 from Cure? Sometimes I say things with question marks in my voice. It's not really a question. That is what this is. The question is, what? God, I feel like you just never see this anymore. You never see this these days. This is kind of great. So this build was like mega popular back in the older days of Legacy of the Void. 2016, 2017. I feel like Beyond used to do this build all the time. Like back in those days, this was the build. This was the build you did against Zerg for a long time. And it's going to be a 16 Marine drop. It'll be 2 medevacs full of Stim Marines. Now, Dark, he didn't really get the scout, right? He didn't get to see everything, but it looks like he just spotted this happening. He saw a couple Marines earlier in no Reaper, and I feel like that gives him the information to be able to react appropriately to this. Now, Lings and Queens can hold this. Honestly, the first set of Marines isn't that scary usually to the Zerg. Oh, we're going to see the Lings be able to get an SCV kill. All those Marines are hanging out up on the ramp. But the first set of Marines isn't super scary. You do have to respect it. But like Queens with a couple transfuses and a handful of Lings is usually pretty solid at defending it. It's the consistent follow-ups. So, what's this? Where did the add-on go? You're just leaving that add-on. It's the second set of Marines hitting while this set is still alive. It's actually super important for Cure to keep as many of these Marines alive as possible so that the follow-up attack hits with as much punch as possible. And he's dropping in right now. Dave, thank you so much for the gifted sub to Weeson. Queen's pushing forward. Not a lot of transfuse energy, so they do have to be a little bit careful. But again, Cure, he just wants to poke and pull back. Wants to force Lings to be made. Hurt Dark's economy just by being out here, being present, maybe clear some of that creep. Now he's got a third medevac. It looks like instead of going for a split push, though, he's just going to join them up together. He has a Widow Mine in his bad boy. And he wants to try to dive in to the main base. Nope, I lied. I lied to you guys. As soon as I said that, Cure started dropping these units down. He wants to delay a fourth base, which he will. That drone just, it turns around. Creep Tumor's getting killed here. The drone actually goes down. Turns around but didn't run away nearly enough. And as soon as that creep is killed, the vision is gone. Now Cure dives into the main base. Ooh, sorry, my bad observing. We do have roaches on the way here for Dark. He's going to be a little bit stronger against these early game Marines. Cheeky Widowmine really wants to get a big Ling hit. Dark doesn't want to let that happen. Another gifted sub from Dave. Oh my god. Zarabari, congratulations. And Cure, again, he's just poking and prodding, just trying to get some damage done. He's got a third floating out right now, so he doesn't need to get huge damage done. Remember, this fourth from Dark is much later than he wanted it to be. And honestly, Dark's drone count isn't great. He's getting up to that 66 number now, but he's not quite there yet. He's actually still just a little bit undersaturated in the natural. And as the drop picks up and heads towards that new fourth base, the Lings are going to spot it. And it looks like they want to go for a counterattack to get this third base, and they absolutely will get right on top of this. Cure's going to have to lift this base up. No, he doesn't. He leaves it down. The Marine's there to defend it. Roach is coming to defend this base. They will not do that. That is another cancel. Widowmine does go off on the Roaches, though, so the Marine's going to have to lift up and get out of there. They kill the drone. A couple of those drones nearby, though. Getting revenge for the SCVs, and Cure's actually looking very, very good right now. Now, the fact that Dark is going for Roaches means that overall his army won't be quite as strong, but he'll be able to just get a bunch of stuff out. And Roaches do a great job at defending these smaller drops if they're in position. A big problem for them, though, is that they're not always in position, and they're not quite as fast as the Lings. Oh, and what awful timing there for Dark. Doesn't even get the cancel. Cure gets a straight-up kill, and Dark is still stuck on 3 bases. We are 8 minutes in the game, and Dark hasn't been able to take a fourth. He's getting into a hive on 3 bases. This is not where Dark wants to be. Cure is on basically an even economy. We've got Queens going down on the main base now. Lings come in, but they're going to get killed, and then the Marines get picked up anyways. And Cure is still pressuring now through the middle of the map. And these Roaches, remember, they're bad at repositioning. It's all up to the Lings to get there quickly. The Roaches are a lot slower, so the creep gets cleared. Cure just backs up. This is textbook bio play from Cure right now. And he's fully saturated on 3 bases behind this. I don't see a 4th CC. So it looks like he's sticking with 3 bases. How many racks does he have? Just 5 for the time being. So he's just going to be pumping out Marines. He's got siege tanks coming out. The 1-1 is done for these bio units. But Dark has +2 Carapace. And +1 melee is about to finish. The +2 Carapace is a really interesting choice. It really helps the Roaches and the Lings. Whew. The focus fire there on the Ravager, but doesn't get the Ravager, and loses a bunch of Marines to the Banelings. Dark finally getting some of the pressure off of his back, able to get this 4th base up and defend it, get it mining. Looks like he's trying to take this 5th as well. But Cure's going for the real push now. This is the real deal. He is maxed out, and he's heading across, and he knows he's against Ling Bane Roach Ravager. But he's got this hefty Marine tank push. The tanks are in siege, though. The Banelings don't have Bane speed, so the splits are going to be so good here. Biles going down, killing a medevac, but not a lot of those Marines, and Cure, feeling confident, stims forward even further. But with the tanks unsieged this late in the game, I think he's going to have to lift up and get out of here. Ooh, no boost available. But he dodges those Biles, and then this drop comes in, forces a cancel on that 5th base again. And while this fight didn't go great for Cure, I think the top side, I mean, forcing another cancel on that base is an excellent position to be in. Dark still on 4 bases, not able to grab that 5th. Getting into Vipers now, though. Blinding Clouds are going to be so good. Even yoinking the tanks in. He's got an Ultra Cavern on the way, and Adrenal is nearly done. It's going to make those Lings a lot stronger. It's going to be crucial, though, because he is fighting at a bit of an upgrade deficit here, especially with the Roaches, which don't have any missile upgrades. But +2 melee is nearly done, so the Ling Bane's going to be very, very strong. Ooh, good Raiders coming in, actually killing a lot of Larva, which weirdly is going to be really good against somebody going heavy Ling. But the Ultra Cavern is done now. These tanks are sieged up. Oh man, Dark is pulling the trigger, but this feels a little bit dicey. There's such a deep tank line. It looks like, though, Dark's got enough. He's going to push through this. It's a little bit painful, and the Marines are doing a pretty good job on the left side. But Dark breaking this position, I think, is worth it to sacrifice a lot of those units. But he's got to finish these guys off. He's got to at least force the lift up. It looks like whatever was happening in the middle here got pushed away. The medevacs running home empty. Dark ends up taking a supply lead. He's got 5 Ultras being made. Do we have anything that's anti-Ultra? Marauders? No. Ghosts? No. There's some Vikings coming out. I hate to tell you guys, this Vikings actually don't do very well against Ultras. If you need proof, just go ahead and watch that Heart of the Swarm cinematic once again. If you don't remember, those are the good times. Liberator sieging up once again on top of these bases. It really feels like Cure's going for the larva, but he's not getting a lot this time. Oh, and he's got to lift up and get out of here before those Ultras chomp him. I don't know if he realized there were Ultras on the way. He's just now starting up 3 Marauders. His Ghost Academy is nearly done, but the Ultras are coming across. Chitinous is about to finish. +3 Carapace is about to finish. These Ultras are about to be the tankiest tanks that ever did tank. As Cure only has +1 on these siege tanks that are trying to push out the Ultras. Third base is lifted and brought away, but Cure gets a kill on the 4th and a lot of drones. Dark knocked back down to 3 bases. 3-base economy cannot support Ultras, which means if Dark starts losing these Ultralists, he's not going to be able to replace them. And Cure, I mean, his 4th base is about to finish. I don't think Dark realized this was here. He would have sent a few Lings to stop this from happening, but that's almost a planetary. Oh man, and these Marines are going to really try against this Ultra. But look at how slowly they kill that. That's actually insane. Oh, Parasitic Bomb. Great split as 2 of these medevacs are low as balls. Low is an old man's balls. And that's low. Cure getting Ghost Cloak now. I mean, he's got to get those ghosts out. He's very tank heavy, though. 7 siege tanks here. Has a handful of Marauders and a handful of Ghosts as well. I think Cure's army is actually much better than Dark's at this point. There was a period there where the 3rd base was lifted, and it was looking a little dicey for Cure, but the fact that he was able to kill the 4th, stopping Dark from having anything close to a decent economy. Heart of the Swarm. Heart of the Swarm. Land it. Land it. He's not going to do it. It's like a scouting Viking. I guess the Vikings are really to push away the Vipers. It's actually a really good call. There's nothing that shoots up. It's kind of dope. Cure going for a big, this is a monstrous push to the right side. 126 army supply. Oh, the Vikings! If only the Heart of the Swarm Viking had known it could lift back up. Imagine. Dark realizes, hey, there's stuff up here. I should maybe worry about that. But I don't think he realizes that it's not a little bit of stuff. Oh, man, and he's just chilling with the Ultras. 2 of them get sniped down. A huge mistake from Dark. As the Ghosts get a great value little fight there. Nice Ling counterattack, though. There's even an Ultra with this. This 3rd base is not happening. Oh, and the fungal on the other side of the map. Cure wasn't paying attention over here. Loses a bunch of Marines. This is a good start to the fight for Dark. The counterattack forcing that 3rd to stop mining. Another nice little fungal there and some Ghosts. But Dark seems to be running out of spells. The Vipers do show up, but the base goes down. And Dark, yes, he kills a lot of SCVs. He forces the lift here, but I don't think he can crack this. There's a lot of bio. There's Ghost. There's a siege tank on the high ground. And I feel like these Ultras are going to be very expensive and dead units shortly. Oh my god, does this get away? Are you kidding me? 15 hit points. Painful. What are the infestors doing? No! Oh, man. Dark, get them out of there. Oh, I can't believe they escaped. Just walking almost right into the Terran army. Cure was pulling back on this front. Looks like he wants to push forward again. Nope, just sending one tank and some bio up here before pulling back. Cure is definitely in a good position, but I feel like pulling the pressure off of Dark is just going to give Dark an opportunity to get right back into this. His fourth base is back up and running. Cure's economy is not great, so Dark's economy, which is also not great, is still a little bit better. Dark is double expanding here, and I feel like Cure's kind of giving him the opportunity. That being said, Cure is taking a fifth base. He's got a 6th CC here, and he's getting into all the high tech, whereas Dark's tech is Ultra Infestor and the remaining Lingbane Ravager from earlier. He is morphing some more Ravagers, though. Get those vials good and ready. Cure looking like he wants to do another push here. We're going to see a cheeky fungal. I think that infestor needs to just run the hell away. Whoop! Or it's going to unburrow and get a dope fungal on the ghosts. Vials do not connect with the ghosts, though, and that fungal does not either. Cure able to chase this away, and at the same time getting some drone damage. Where is he getting drone damage? I have no idea. 2 drones died somehow. I think whatever killed them might be dead. And now Cure has a great position on this base. This base is fully mining. I think Dark's got to just evacuate this. This position is too good for Cure. This base is hard enough to take in an even game. But right now, Cure's army is better. And this is a great move by Dark. There's a siege tank, a liberator, and a planetary here, though. So it is a bit more expensive than you might like. But the Ultra's making quick work of that planetary and actually going for planetary number 2. Cure, in the meantime, is slow pushing, meaning he killed a base, yes, but he's not really getting much actual damage done. 29, 30 SCVs going down and climbing. Looks like the natural will hold for now, but will this third base hold? It's not even really mining that much. Dark decides not to go for it, pulling back with the damage he's gotten done, but those were 2 crucial bases for Cure. Cure really needs this base to happen, like right now. He is pushing, though, onto this 4th base of Dark. Excuse me while I can't talk. But the fungals are so good once again on the medevacs as well. There's not a lot of medevacs in the sky for Cure right now. Not a lot of healing on this bio or these siege tanks. Oh, but the snipes are so good. Oh, Jesus. Dark needs to stop idling his army. That's so painful again. Another base goes down. The 3rd base was routed. Looks like it was lifted and those SCVs died. Cure is down to 15 workers. His army is insane. 151 army supply. But he has no support behind it. He has no workers. I mean, this is getting kind of wild, though. Cure's army is much, much better than Dark's. Except for these fungals. Those are some very high potential fungals, especially with so little medevac energy left. I mean, any fungal is good here. That's 2 dead Vikings. Dark just pulling back. He's biding his time. Oh, this is getting wild here. Cure's starting to push forward. This base doesn't matter, though. Dark's actually totally fine giving up this base if he can stay alive in this game. Oh, we saw an assimilation there for a second, but the scan takes that bad boy out. Oh, we got another one. Good counter siege tank. That was actually 2 siege tank kills for 1 neural. There's another neural on the way. Ooh, can he get some good juicy units here? Not much. But he's got so many more infestors coming out. He needs to be a little careful. He doesn't have pathogen glands, it looks like. These infestors are coming out with, like, no energy. No fungals. That's 2 more dead infestors. Dark spending all of his gas on these infestors, but they're not really getting much done. Oh, he just sniped a ghost. The counter snipe. What a move. And then he gives the ghost away for free. Oh, another one. Oh, and another snipe. Oh, double snipe. Triple snipe. Quadruple snipe. Oh my god, this Ghost is Dark's best unit in this game right now. That Ghost is MVP for Dark. What the hell? Oh, Dark really wants to come in on this. He doesn't want to let these units up into his natural. Pure still has more army supply. He still has a very strong army. It's a dope fungal on the top side. Again, not a lot of healing from these medevacs. There's only 3 of them, and they're low on energy. The snipes are good. The ultras pull back, though. And another assimilation, but it looks like that one was scanned and killed. The infestor count is, I was going to say dropping, but there's still 12 of them, so that's fine. Dark going for another counterattack. The wall is still closed, though, and there are a handful of reinforcements. So the counterattack is stopped. Cure is barely mining, but he is mining. Back at home as he kills this base once again. Another assimilation that is, again, successful as the tank goes down. And oh, the unsiege, the fungals! And Dark is going to clean this army. Mostly clean this army. There's the Lings coming in from both sides. Oh, the supplies are so close. I thought that was going to be so much better for Dark. But Cure actually keeps some of this alive. He kills almost all the ultras. Every ultra is dead. It's just the Ling Ravager Infestor, the few Banelings. I mean, this is such a scrappy game for both players. 16 SCVs to 28 drones. Dark's not exactly mining efficiently, though. He doesn't even have full saturation. I don't even know where most of the drones are right now, to be honest with you. So the economies are pretty much even. Scan goes down. This base is taken. Cure's about to have decent mining again. He's got good amount of orbitals, too. 4 orbitals here, so he can mule the crap out of this. Dark can't push. Oh, my God. His spellcaster use was impeccable, but he can't really keep pushing right now. He just doesn't have the units behind it. He's trying to get some Lings out. Lings, though, very larva intensive, and Dark is not going to have a lot of larva. He has a 4th hatchery on the way, but he's just down to 3 hatches. He's trying to keep his tech alive. He at least still has the hive, and the majority of his tech, I do think, made it through. Oh my God, the Liberator, the unsiege, the resiege, nothing shoots up. I guess he could try to neural it. Ling's going for a counterattack. There's nothing here to protect this 3rd base. Cure is playing willy-nilly right now. He is sending a dropout. Oh, this is wild. This game has gotten kind of insane.
Complete.
Something else was assimilated. I don't know what it was. I think that was the Liberator. So that was probably taken out as it tried to resiege somewhere. The Marines drop out. They stim forward. They're going to be very happy to see the lack of things here for Dark. They're just going to try to get any kills they can. Anything here is painful. Dark's actually doesn't have a lot of supply cap here, and he is dropping. He's down to 112 supply cap. He's going to lose the infestation pit. Woo! The pickup with the fungals. Oh my God, where was the follow-up fungal? Dark. All the spellcaster control in the world. Doesn't get that follow-up fungal, though. Should have been a dead medevac. At least the infestation pit stays alive for a little longer. Dark's going to have to rebuild Overlords very soon, though, and that is a painful amount of money to spend at this point. He's mining on 2 bases. Not even fully saturated. He's at 30 drones. Cure's at 36 workers. He is taking this base again, and it's another orbital. What a bold move. That's his main orbital, actually. Going to take this base is wild. Okay. I mean, we're still dead even supply. The armies are so similar. This army of Dark is insanely scrappy. It's almost pure Ling at this point. 72 Zerglings. The Infestors are crucial. A handful of Banes, a handful of Ravagers. Meanwhile, Cure's actually building a pretty diverse army. Marines, Marauders, tanks. He's still got a couple of Vikings, a handful of Ghosts. The thing is, Cure kept all his production alive, right? The Lings and Ultras never cracked the natural, and I think that is why Cure is still in such a solid spot. But both players are terrified to take a fight. They're terrified, because one bad fight either way is over. Oh, something just died. I think that was the Roach Warren. Not the biggest deal in the world, but now the Infestation Pit is gone as well. Evo Chamber going to go down. No missile upgrades. 3-3 is done for the Ling Bane, though, so that's what really matters for Dark. Dark looks like he wants to go for it, but there's a sensor tower. Cure knows exactly where he is. I'm liking this for Cure more and more as this game continues on. Cure got back to mining much, much better, and his mining is great now. That is a really nice fungal, killing all of those bio units for basically free. I see Dark's camera up here. What is he sending over here? Dark is always trying to be cheeky with something. Dropping the main base. Oh, it's killing a macro hatch. Ooh, it's not going to get it. It's not going to get it. This macro hatch is so crucial. I'm pretty sure, yeah, there's one queen out. So the amount of, like, inject that's going on is very low. Dark's larva is going to be consistently low. He just doesn't have good larva. I love that he's scanning ahead because the infestors are nailing him so hard, but also, like, burrowed banes could be huge here. Dark's not going for it, and I think it's wise because Cure has been scanning a lot. He's got like 5 orbitals. Oh, nice kill on the Viking. We're 27 minutes into this game. Cure's in a great spot, though. Look at that army slide. The biggest thing here is that it's just the infestors. Like, there's still 7 infestors. The infestation pit did die. Oh, and there's another infestor dead. Yeah, the infestation pit was never replaced. 3 Vipers on the way, but those are a long way away from actually being useful here. Another infestor comes out. Another assimilation, but another dead infestor. It gets a little EMP off, but that's the biggest deal in the world. Huge counterattack, though. That is so many Zerglings. Oh, the wall was open this time. The crucial wall. The natural is in trouble. Can that wall get closed? The Liberator gets sieged up. Yes. Yes, it holds. The wall stands strong. And, guys, I think Cure is about to do it. This counterattack is getting a lot done, but it's killing an economy that Cure, I feel like, doesn't necessarily need anymore. It's killing a lot, though. It is killing a lot of economy. There's another Ultra out. Baneling smashing into this bio. As Cure's not watching, he's getting biled down here as well. He's got a tank line, but there's not a lot of bio to support it anymore. He's lost most of his economy. He's trying to get this base set up, and he will get it set up. But the Ghosts, they move forward. They're going to go for the snipes. We're going to see a few snipes go down. Nice fungal there to get a couple of these Ghosts, but it's still very painful. I think you only got 1 Ghost. Now the Lings dive back up. They got to go right back underground. They will be scanned this time. Cure barely mining from these bases, but he's getting back to it now. Getting the SCV count up. I'd love to see him move forward with a couple Marauders to finish off this hatch. Dark is at half a base mining at this point. Half a base. Despite all that damage. Somebody was assimilated somewhere. I don't think that ended up well for the Infestor. Despite all that economic damage, Dark's still, he's mining so poorly that Cure is immediately caught back up. And down goes that base. The Liberator siege up. I mean, parasitic bombs, they're not going to kill a Liberator, though. And the Viper dies for it. This is looking like the death push. Dark, he held on so long, so well. But Cure, in this base tradey scenario, in this wild-ass game, I think he's just going to have too much. These counterattacks, though, man, not having planetaries is so painful. But Cure holds this base. He can just lift these CCs. Dark doesn't have any mining. His drones, this is it. This is like their last trip right now. Where else are they going to go? They're going to have to long distance mine from here. This mineral patch is about to run out. Yeah, I mean, that's it. Dark just can't rebuild an army. And Cure can. Cure has mining. He has an income. Look at Dark's. In 1 minute, he can build 6 Zerglings, excuse me. That's not enough. I don't know if you guys know, that's not very good. All right, Dark just taps out. I think he realizes the position he's in. Bit anticlimactic there as Dark was fighting to the last, but he was way too far behind by the end. Cure pulls that one out. What a game one, man. Honestly, I don't even care if the rest of the series is full on cheeses. That was a beautiful game one. That was wild. The spellcasters? Only Dark can neural a ghost and snipe 4 other ghosts with it. That is such a dark move. And then the fungals, that death push from Cure, the first one, where he's at 15 SCVs and 150 army supply. The fact that Dark bought enough time to eventually survive that is insane. But I think Cure was just able to keep the main and natural alive. He had too many command centers still alive. So the moment it like reset to 70 supply each, he just dropped 2 command centers down, and then he had 2 fully mining bases with like 4 mules. And Dark, meanwhile, was on like a base, trying to take a second one. He had more drones, he just couldn't use them. It looks like Dark's taking a minute here. Before we get into game 2. Also, Shuyu, good to see you in chat. Dave, thank you again so much for the gifted subs to Weeson and to Desaro Bari. Welcome in, friends. Hope you enjoy those chicken emotes.
He's a man, but he's also a chicken.
And gifting a sub to Shuyu. Thank you, Dave. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. What passion, what support. 3 gifted subs and 100 bits, and all of that after a raid. Damn. If only everybody in chat would support the Patreon as much as Dave supports my channel. Imagine the beautiful world we could live in with the KSL continuing on forever. Be beautiful. Also, guys, use those Matcherino codes that we have. Click that claim code button. Add 25 cents to the prize pool for us. All right, we're finally getting into game 2. We're going to Ancient Cistern. A little bit of a break there while the players relaxed, let loose the hands, because, man, that was an intense game 1. I kind of hope the rest of the series is like that. Although I think I might run out of voice during it. Spawning in the lower left-hand corner. Fighting that one out to the last. It is Dragon Kitesy Gaming's Dark. His opponent in the upper right-hand corner, of course, representing Abydos, it's Cure. And this time, Cure going for the low ground barracks. Kind of mentioned it at the start of last game, as long ago as that was. But we were seeing a lot of the low ground 2 racks out of Gumiho earlier. Now, Dark seemed to have some really strong counter builds to this, where there was even a couple of games where he started out behind, but it felt like he had a response, like a planned response, in case he saw this in his build order. And so I wonder if we're going to see something like that out of Dark again, some sort of Roach Ravager push, or maybe like a Roach Ravager push. That seemed to be his response, was some variation roaches and ravagers marching across the map. But yeah, Cure just going for the 2 racks. No 3rd racks here. Not going to be hyper aggressive with it. Probably just going to build 3 Reapers and then follow it up into the Marines. Dark with a standard opening, no early pool or anything like that. I pointed out specifically because yeah, Dark does like to early pool in this matchup. So you always got to pay attention to what's going on. Dark's about to get the scout off on the double racks, so he'll know what he's up against. And because Cure's been, I guess, putting some variety in his builds and not just doing this every single game, Dark might be a little bit surprised to see it. But it's very, I don't know, it's very normal. It's very standard these days, so I don't think Dark's going to be caught off guard by it. It's a nice little opening build here, so Cure can be annoying, put some pressure on with these Reapers. Right now he's just damaging the Lings, but as the other Reaper shows up, he can absolutely find himself a few Ling kills. He's checking for the 3rd base. He's going to see it's already down. Dark is very on top of that. Can the Reapers chew through this? I feel like they can. I feel like this hatch health is just going to keep going up, but you know, as I say that, 3 Reapers is actually bringing it down. Queens are on the way over, but they're not going to be here for a while. Dark, okay, I was just going to say, he never got Ling Speed, right? No, Dark's Ling Speed was very late. I'm guessing that's why he was able to get this 3rd hatch down so quick, just skipping gas for a long time. The Reapers do get pushed away by the Queens. And the add-ons are on the way for the barracks, so it is just 3 Reapers, then going to be into Marines, and it looks like probably siege tanks for a follow-up push here from Cure. So overall, not really much happening. No Lings were even lost, so I was a little surprised by that. The hatchery gets up without an issue. I'm really surprised the Reapers just attacked that hatchery for so long. I don't really know what the purpose of that was for Cure. I guess he was probably just like macroing during it, but to me it feels like you want to poke in, kill a few Lings, you know, gain a little value. As it is, they did healable damage to a building that is almost certainly not going to die. We'll see. Maybe Cure wants to push that base and he knows that 500 hit points will help him out. Third CC quick on the way here. And you know what? I thought it was going to be like a Marine tank push, but Cure's actually going for Cloaked Banshees. And I like this a lot, specifically because of something I mentioned earlier, which is that Dark likes to Roach Ravager attack. Big fan. He's like, I could just make these units, these Roaches and Ravagers, and I could just send them across the map at you, and if I make enough, you just die. But Banshees are very much so a hard counter to Roaches and Ravagers. The Ravagers could technically hit them, and we've seen it happen. But I feel like if you have a couple of Banshees out, a Roach Ravager attack here from Dark would maybe not go quite as well, at the very least. And if nothing else, the Banshees can move out, put some pressure on, maybe clear some creep or kill some drones. We don't have any Spore Crawler. I don't think Dark is really expecting this. So the Cloaked Banshees actually could be really sick here. We're going to see one come in. Looks like it's just the one, though. No second Banshee on the way. So just the one Banshee going to sneak in. It will have Cloak. These drones are going to have to run away real quick. There's that Spore Crawler going down. Lair's not done yet either. I mean, I feel like if you're Cure here, you just like queue up drones for days. This is so good for Cure. What the hell? I mean, the Spore Crawler is about to finish, but that is 10 drone kills, and then the Banshee just leaves. 11? Oh my god, it gets 12. Oh, the transfuse. No transfuse that time. 13? What is this Banshee? 7 energy left. It's just gonna leave. Just peace out. In the pipe, 5x5. Speaking of which, as 13 drones die and need to be replaced, Cure's gonna move out with a double medevac drop. Dark though spots this. He's like, hey, see your stuff. Got some stuff there. Some cool stuff. Medevacs are like, we'll boost away. Turns out Lings are pretty quick, though. So I guess the Banshees can just get free damage off on these Lings. Allow the drop out. They're going to try to put some damage on here while he takes this third base on the other side. Look at this Ling go, though. Seems to be plenty of Lings here to defend this. Marine's got to pick up and get out of there. I don't know where that Banshee went. That Banshee's been a boss. 14 kills, and now she's working on a spawning pool. Nice hold position. Gets a few more drone kills. Honestly, this Banshee has done so much work. I've seen like 8 Hellions do less damage than this Banshee. I've seen 2 Banshees do less damage than this one Banshee. This investment has really paid off for Cure. This push, though, doesn't feel like it's going to pay off quite as much. The Lings get a great surround. As I say that, though, turns out Marines are pretty good, and 1-1 is finished up here. This push from Cure is so strong. He is going to have to lift up on the high ground a little bit, but he had enough Marines on the low ground to hold on, and 4 medevacs worth of healing really helping out. Now, Dark's 1-1 is finished. He has some Banelings. No Bane speed just yet. The Banelings themselves are still pretty scary. It looks like this low ground's going to get taken care of here as the tank gets killed. Hurting this position of Cure, but he just says, all right, screw it. I'm going to lift up. I'm going to go into the main base. I'm going to test how fast your Lings are. Turns out Lings are pretty quick. They will be up here in time. And of course, another lift up to get out. Great target fire on the Banelings, though. All the Banelings die. Not a single one connects. The lack of Bane speed there is so painful. It does finish up for the second round of Banes, though. So the medevacs lift up and will get out of there. In the meantime, the Banshee and this follow-up drop killing the upper base, and GG gets called as Cure just puts on too much early game pressure for Dark to handle, which I'll tell you is not a thing I say often, but that a lot of that comes back to that Banshee getting all that damage done. I mentioned it when that drop moved out. Because all those drones died, Dark had to replace them. And because he had to replace them, he didn't have enough units to take the fight consistently. The 1-1 kicking in for Cure, allowing him to just crush those Zerglings in that fight as well. I thought the Zergling surround was good enough, but the 1-1 made it not so. Dark ended up taking a bit of an anti-fight there. That means we will be getting into a game 3 where Cure is on match point against Dark. And I don't know, I feel like in a lot of these cups, whether it's the EBT Cup or something like a KSL, Dark usually just dominates. And Cure can do pretty well, but I don't often see Cure take down Dark. I feel like that's rare. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I've missed the good bangers, but I don't know, man. This is impressive stuff from Cure. Reverse sweep time? It could be. It could be. Yeah, Cure's still on the Team NV clan, in-game clan, but he is part of Abydos. So Abydos was actually forged, I think, out of the fires of Team NV, which ended up dissolving. And I'm pretty sure Abydos was like a lot of those players just ended up becoming that team in a way. I'm not really 100% sure of what happened in that situation, but kind of pretty sure that's how it worked. All right, game 3 time. Match point for our Terran player. Can get into this game here. Spawning in the lower right-hand corner of Gres Avan. In the blue for Abydos. Cure. His opponent in the upper left-hand corner. A very close first game, but that second game just felt oppressive. And I hope his mentality is strong enough to bring it back here in game 3. It is Dragon Kites Gaming's Dark. Cure's like, hey, if it ain't broke, why fix it? Just gonna go for the same strat again, the low ground 2 racks. Now, I haven't seen the 3 racks variation in a while, so we've seen the 2 racks quite a few times today. And like last game, that's pretty much how it always goes. The follow-up was a little different than I usually see. But 3 Reapers, then into Stim Marines off of the 2 racks, right? Usually there's follow-up racks. Last game it ended up being more about the Banshee, and then later on follow-up Marines, etc. But the 3 racks variation, which it doesn't look like we're going to see here as these 2 racks are starting to finish up, is a lot more about getting huge damage on with the Reapers. It's essentially a cheese, whereas this one's a somewhat aggressive macro opening. And because the opening looks very similar and the Overlord just scouts the front, the 3rd racks can come as a surprise. And when you're like, oh, okay, it's just the 3 Reapers, then all of a sudden, like, 3 more show up and you're not ready for it. It can be very painful. Dark, though, I think may have been counting on this a little bit. He's got the Roach Warren. So this is early pool, Roach Warren from Dark. And he did something very similar against Gumiho earlier, and it worked pretty damn well against the Reaper opening, if I remember correctly. And it would work wonders against the 3 racks Reaper opening. I think it would be fantastic against that. But in this situation, if Cure gets the scout off, which he should fairly soon, he needs to get in there. Yeah, he's going to bop the Queen. He's going to double check. He sees the Roach Warren, sees the Roaches pop. Cure needs to immediately just be getting Marines out and get a bunker back at home. In fact, I really, really don't like these add-ons. I actually think he just needs to pump Marines. I'm a little worried here. Now that I think back to that game against Gumiho, Gumiho actually held this really, really well by simply building Marines and bunkers back behind the barracks. Cure's going to go for a Marauder. Roaches are halfway across the map, though. That Marauder's just started concussive shells on the way. The bunker, I think, should be up. These Reapers can bop the Roaches back a little bit. Ooh, in fact, this Roach just got bopped forward, and that Roach getting bopped forward means the bunker won't be finished. A couple more SCVs do come out, though. It looks like the bunker will finish up in time for the Marauder to get in it. That's going to be enough for Cure to hold on until some Ravagers come out, but good Ravager morphs here on the low Roaches. One of the Reapers finally goes down. So the Reapers can chase the Roaches, so it is kind of important to make sure those die. A couple of SCVs have gone down. Dark's going to pull back, though. He's droning heavily behind this. He's forced more SCVs off of the line. But you know what? Cure's gamble of getting into the tech lab and reactor immediately is paid off. And with concussive shells, the Roaches just can't stick around anymore. Those Marauders will crush them and will be able to chase them down. And Cure looking pretty good. Now, I will say his factory, very delayed because of all this. He would normally have it probably finishing up by now. But it's not like Dark's going to be in a great spot either. His economy is definitely hurt. His 3rd base is a lot later than we usually see him take it. I don't actually know who comes out ahead here. I feel like normally I would say the Terran, but Dark is so good at doing these kinds of moves and transitioning away that I actually think Dark's in a totally fine spot. I feel like we're at a pretty even position. Stim's still a ways away, as are any medevacs. Cure is going to have a lot of bio soon. When he knows this Overlord's here, he's going to take advantage of that. Gets the kill. 6 more Roaches on the way. Dark is thinking, hey, this bio might just move across the map. Now this bio has no way to get home except for just running and hoping there's not enough stuff to kill it. So it is a little bit dangerous. Has no healing either. Or stim. There's a lot of things this army doesn't have. Here's getting into that follow-up, though. Yeah, Dark very smartly stopped droning and it's just making units. This is what I was talking about earlier today. His star sense of knowing when he needs units and when he needs drones is so insanely good. Pushes the army away. Cure very smartly doesn't try to take a fight. He just pulls back. He's got combat shields and +1 started up back at home. He will have medevacs in a little while. It feels like Dark's going to go for an all-out attack, though. And this bunker never got salvaged. I really hope Cure doesn't salvage it right now. I feel like even just one bunker will help so much against a push like this. I don't know if Cure's 100% ready for it. He is about to have stim. He's very far away from those medevacs, though, and that healing is so crucial when these units stim. He salvages the bunker right as the units get to his door, and that might be just a moment of regret. The door closes. There's the big stim. The pull back, but Cure wants to take a fight while he's stimmed. He does not want to stim again. A lot of Lings are going down during the stim, but look at how many Ravagers there are. The units need to stay outside this door, otherwise the Biles will just crush it. I don't know if he can take the fight. SCV's coming off the line. They pull back. The unit's gonna have to stim again. Look at how dead they are, though. They're so low, already in the orange. Start to take down some of these Ravagers. The Lings are mostly dead. A lot of Ravagers get killed there. The supplies end up dead even. Cure is way ahead in workers, so he can afford to pull workers for a while. And he should have a couple of medevacs on the way. There they are. 2 medevacs start up. He's still building SCVs too, so even while the workers are out here, he's still holding on to a decent economy behind this. And I don't think Dark's going to be able to break through. Cure continuing to build units, continuing to get him out here. The SCV pull was good. A huge stim number 3, and he gets a few more Ravagers. Now the Biles are not nearly as scary. There's so many Lings here, though. Big surround by the Lings. A lot of surface area on this army, and the Lings are going to clean up a lot of it. But the Marines may be just too strong. It's a trade. It's a dead trade. Look at the supplies. They're so close right now. The army supply and the worker supply are so similar. Dark, though, droning up heavy behind this, up to 50 workers off the back of it. He just killed 18 SCVs, and while Cure was ahead for a long time, he wasn't mining that whole time. So it was pretty back and forth, but it should be a big boost for Dark here. 3rd CC starts up for Cure behind this, but now he's got medevac, so he's going to lift up and be able to put some pressure on the other side of the map. Dark, smartly, though, building some roaches. He knows something could be coming for a counterattack. Drop's going to hit the main base. I think Dark knows this is here thanks to the Overlord. So he's coming up into the main. Not a lot of Lings, though, so it's just these roaches, which are still very slow. The Lings are going to get there and get killed. Ooh, good target fire on the Ravager and the Queen. And in fact, the Marines decide they can fight the roaches. Kill a few drones. Ooh, one of the medevacs goes down, though. I think these Marines are going to have to leave. No, they're just targeting down drones. And that advantage Dark had is now gone. Look at that, 47 to 46 workers. Damn, dude. Cure pulling himself right back into this game, taking away the advantage that Dark had built for himself economically. And now with mules and a 3rd base about to pop, I think Cure's in a great spot. What is dying down here? Oh my God, there's another drop. A bunch more workers going down. 23 drones dying. Dark put himself in such a good spot by droning up right at the right time, killing 18 SCVs. And Cure says, no. No, I want that advantage back. I had the worker lead, and I liked having the worker lead. I want it back. I want to kill your creep. I want to kill your stuff. And Cure is in a fantastic spot for so many reasons. His 1-1 is finishing earlier as that +1 armor is closing up here. He's got the armory and the 2nd eBay on the way. His 3rd base is done. His army is better, though. That's the big thing. Marine Marauder Medevac is just better. Roach Ravager on a low eco like this, oh man, it's just garbage. And Roach speed isn't even done yet. I mean, Cure's got to be feeling good. The Queens are in position to stop this drop. They're going to get a medevac. That's actually huge. The Roaches are here, but not all of them. The Roaches and Ravagers showing up a little late, but Transfuse is holding on. Queen's getting targeted down because that means the medevacs can leave. God, great target fire from Dark, though. There was still a medevac down here somewhere. It's just 2 Marines, though. Not the biggest deal anymore. You're going to try to catch a Ravager, but not going to be able to do that. Decides to go back into the main. Dark is shoving across the map. He wants to stop this 3rd base, but there are 3 tanks back at home for Cure. Oh, man. Cure is ready for a counterattack. He's never been more ready for anything in his life. He's stopping reinforcements from showing up. He's going to lose a few SCVs, but he's killed so much stuff, it's actually okay. Well, 9 SCVs is a lot. That's actually more than I expected. I still think it's okay, though. There's still, I think, a drop over here somewhere. Yeah, threatening. Potentially getting a cancel on this base. Nope, Roach is there first. Roaches for Dark come home, and that means Cure can retake this base right away. Dark's army supply, though, jumping up quite a bit. He's up to 60 workers as well, and he's going to be able to take this 4th base, or at least start it for now. He seems to have a good hold on the defense. Cure was kind of hoping he was just sending everything across the map, but Dark didn't. He only sent half his stuff across the map, killed some SCVs, forced the 3rd to lift, and then left. Very non-committal from Dark, and in that situation, that was the right call. It's gotten him back into this game a little bit. Cure's army, it's still better, don't get me wrong. Especially as he got 2-2 on the way, and it's like +2 Carapace, +1 melee. That tells me Dark wants to transition to a Ling Bane setup to help support these Roaches and Ravagers, but feels like it's going to be a little while before that's like really ready to go. He's still only on 60 drones, so Dark's economy is not great. He's just building units too. I don't know if I like this from Dark. I feel like 60 drones is not enough to support this kind of play from him. As he's getting into a hive? How does he do that? How does he do that on such a low worker count? It's kind of insane. Feels like Dark's units mine more than everybody else's. But Cure's economy isn't exactly popping either. But with the mules, he should be mining at least a little bit more. He's still trying to threaten to pressure and everything. It's just been so back and forth this game. Dark knows that if he gets to the hive, if he can get maybe some infestors out again, and those were crucial in game 1 to him surviving for so long. I feel like again though, Cure is just ahead. This army marching across the map is about to have 2-2. It's even got +3 attack already started up. It's got siege tanks. Ooh, the Bile's going to try to come in here, but they can't shoot up that ramp. He doesn't have vision of the high ground, which means the tanks can start sieging up and leapfrogging forward, protecting themselves. Bane speed is almost done, but it's not here yet. The hive is almost done, but there's no Vipers yet. I feel like Cure is hitting at a great timing here. The Bile's landing on the ramp, just trying to deflect for a little bit, but the tanks are here. Do we have the surround? We do. Look at that huge surround coming in for Dark. Cure trying to push up the ramp a little. Does he have enough bio here to hold on to both sides? I don't quite think so. Bile's going down on top of some of the tanks. The Lings, the Roaches, the Ravagers, they get the surround and they push Cure out of here. He lifts up some of the bio and gets it into the main. He's also got this little drop down here. He's trying to target down the base, but he needs to pick up and get out. It's a double drop on both fronts. Oh, and this is enough stuff to kill these Lings. Ravagers showing up as well. Cure not paying attention, losing a lot of stuff to those Biles. Lifts up and gets out of there. Maybe more focus down here, but this isn't doing much either. He is taking a 4th base off the back of this, though. The worker count ends up, again, pretty much dead even, as Dark is finally making some more workers. But now Dark can utilize this hive, start getting those Vipers out, gathering energy. He's got Adrenal on the way and +3 Carapace. Cure does have 3-3 on the way. His +3 attack is almost done. Armor is quite a ways from being finished. And Dark's trying to take a 5th base. I think that hold actually put Dark in an okay spot. It's not a great spot, don't get me wrong. He still took a lot of damage here. His army is still not super fantastic, but that was an excellent fight. And oh, Cure isn't ready for this one. Okay, Dark wasn't ready for that one either, so he pulls back. He's like, oh, there's an army right there. This 5th base is going to be under assault in a second. Dark trying to cut down on his sodium. Ooh, actually, no cancel on that is painful. And the double drop comes back in. Cure has been so good at doing this whole series. Coming back in with the drop when Dark doesn't expect it. Nice parasitic bomb, though. Cure's going to be forced to run backwards. He's trying to stutter step here. Gets a Viper, though. Uncharacteristic bad control on the Viper there by Dark, but I think he was more focused back here where 12, 13 workers go down, and those Biles actually killed his own Ravagers. Dark struggling to keep up with Cure's multitask here, and he lost 2 bases. He's down to 3 bases, 52 workers. There's still a drop. It's finally cleaned up, but Cure has a 5th base. It's 5 bases to 3. And Cure is up in every way right now. He is just dominating this map, and this is his match point. Dark needs to win here to keep alive in this series, but it looks like this might be another 2nd place for Dark. I just don't really see a way back into this game for him. He doesn't have the Infestors this time. He doesn't have Well, he's got like 1 Viper left. He's got 3 Vipers. He made a couple more, I think. But the Vipers here just not great against the Bio. Blinding Clouds can buy time, but he needs more than time. He needs to, like, win the most decisive fight you've ever seen. He does clean this drop up, kills a lot of the stuff, but there's an even bigger drop down here. This base is not coming back up. It's going to be killed. Again, another non-cancel. That's like the 4th hatchery kill, the 3rd hatchery kill in this game. Viper's trying to do something, but they can only parasitic bomb and yoink so much. Some nice biles do kill a medevac. Dark is doing absolutely everything he can. The trades have been dead even, but the last couple of minutes, Cure's mining has been so much better than Dark's. He's at 69 workers. It's the perfect time for Cure to push across. His economy is better than it could ever hope to be. Parasitic bombs, these spells being used on the Vikings, which are just there to stop the Vipers from doing anything. They are successful, and Cure is successful. He gets the W, and he gets the 3-0 over Dark. I would say that is an unexpected result. I expected a much closer match. Game 1 was intense, but it felt like games 2 and 3. Cure just had Dark's number. He closes it out. Closes it out looking insanely strong. Oh, Cure.